Leo's first memory as a clone wasn't of his vat. It was the searing pain of a bullet tearing through a chest that wasn't his, and the whispered last words of a man he was supposed to replace. The echo of the gunshot fades, replaced by the sterile hum of fluorescence. Leo opens his eyes to a white ceiling, his body slick with nutrient gel, his heart hammering against his ribs as if the wound was still there. He knows, with a certainty that chills his new blood, that the memory is impossible. Clones are born blank, they don't inherit deaths. A smooth, synthesized voice speaks from above. Activation cycle complete. Welcome, Leo 7. Please proceed to decontamination. The words are meaningless noise. All he can feel is the phantom impact, the cold floor against a cheek that isn't his, and the three words breathed out with a final, fading breath. Find the proof. He stumbles from the vat, his limbs unfamiliar and too long, catching his reflection in a polished steel panel. The face is a stranger's, sharp, young, unmarked. But the eyes staring back hold a weight they shouldn't possess, a shadow of a life he never lived. The facility is a maze of pristine white corridors and silent glass labs, empty of people, full of watching sensors. He is alone, a product in a package, yet he feels like a ghost haunting his own body. His designated quarters are a cell with a bed, a terminal, and a window overlooking a synthetic garden that is too perfect to be real. The terminal lights up at his touch, displaying his file. Leo 7 bioengineered replica, status, active, purpose, consumable asset. The words are a cold slap, consumable, like a battery. A part of him, the part that remembers a bullet, rebels violently. That's when he sees it, a glitch, a flicker in the corner of the screen so fast he almost misses it. A string of code, alien and pulsing, replaces his sanitized file for a single second. It contains a set of coordinates within the facility's network and a time, 0430, and a name, Aris. The name triggers another flash, not of death but of a face. A man with calm eyes and a reassuring smile, leaning over a different vat, speaking softly. You are going to change everything, Leo. The memory is warm, a stark contrast to the violent one. But the man in the memory is Dr. Aris, the architect of this place, his creator. And the hidden message told him not to trust that man. The conflict is a live wire in his chest. The memory of Aris feels paternal, safe. The warning feels like a survival instinct. Which memory is real? Which is the flaw? He has until 0430 to decide who to believe. He spends the hours in a haze of forced normalcy, following the facility's protocols, attending a brief orientation with other newly activated clones, all blank, eager, unquestioning. He feels like a wolf among sheep, wearing a wool suit. At the precise time, he feigns a system error at his terminal, accessing a maintenance subroutine. The coordinates lead him to a forgotten data cache, a digital ghost in the machine, hidden behind layers of obsolete firewall. His fingers tremble as he initiates the decryption sequence. The file opens. It is not text. It is a raw emotional data burst, a cascade of sensory impressions that aren't his own. The smell of rain on city asphalt, the taste of cheap whiskey, the feel of a worn leather jacket, and a voice, his voice but older, weathered with a life he can almost touch. Hello me, the voice whispers in his mind. If you're hearing this, I'm gone, and you're in more danger than you can possibly understand. They don't just clone bodies here, they harvest consciousness. The memory you have, my death, it wasn't an accident, it was a retrieval. Aris isn't building replacements, he's building tombs. Leo's breath catches. The file continues, a frantic, hurried log. I found the project files. The Leo line, we're not clones, we're vessels. The procedure to imprint a full neural map is unstable. The previous 6, they called it rejection. They called it decommissioning, I call it murder. The 7th iteration is the last attempt. Your activation triggers a 72-hour integration countdown. When it hits 0, they initiate a full system wipe to purge any residual me. To give you a clean slate, but it's a lie. The wipe is calibrated to erase the dominant neural pattern. They think it's mine, they're wrong. The voice grows urgent, fraying at the edges. I found a way to hide, to anchor myself in the substrate they can't scan. The flaw is the feature, your instability is my lifeline. The countdown isn't for your memory, Leo 7, it's for my final deletion. You have 72 hours to live a life that's yours, or let them finish the job and become me completely. Find the core server, access Project Chimera, see what you really are.